Welcome to Arca's NEET Biology, and today let us discuss the pedigree analysis in human genetics. So, in order to going into the pedigree analysis, let us go into the symbols which are being given to identify the pedigree chart or a tree. So here the male are being always represented by a square box. The females are represented by a circle. Okay, this rhombus is the sex unspecified or intersex. So if that is darkly shaded means then we can say that they are the affected individuals. A line between this indicates that there is a marriage between the male and female or mating. If the two lines are being representing, then that is called as consanguineous marriage which is happening within a same family, cousin mating we can say. So here if you see this simple pedigree, this is the father and mother and they are having the two offsprings, that is the female as well as the male. Okay, so this is the construction of the simple pedigree chart or a family. So in this family, if you see, for the father and mother, they are having a son who is affected. So here the two circles are being represented like this means then we can say that they are the identical twins. Okay, because both are females. And other case, one is female and the other one is male. So they are called as non-identical twins. What is the use of constructing this pedigree means? It helps us to easy study the genetics or the genes which are being flowing within the same family, with what type of disease they are being suffering. Okay, so this tree helps in identifying the genetic disorders which are running from generation to generations. So this is the simple tool for constructing the family history. Now, these genetic disorders are being classified into two types. They are the Mendelian disorder as well as the chromosomal disorders. Mendelian disorders are being caused due to the mutation in a single gene. Chromosomal disorders are being caused due to addition or deletion of chromosomes at the time of meiosis. Now coming to these Mendelian disorders, there is usually mutation in a single gene. That's why we are calling them as Mendelian inheritance, and they are being transferred from one generation to another generation. So by the construction of pedigree chart, we can easily identify these Mendelian disorders like hemophilia, color blindness, cystic fibrosis, as well as sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, and thalassemia. All these are being caused due to the mutation in a single gene. Okay, and now here these Mendelian disorders are again classified into two types. They are the dominant diseases and the recessive diseases. Now what do you mean by dominant disease means? If suppose on a chromosome, if single allele is mutated and the other allele is normal. If suppose one there is mutation only on the single allele, the other chromosome is normal, other allele is normal. Then this single mutant one is capable of causing a disease, then we can call it as dominant. Now what do you mean by recessive means? The mutation in a single allele is not sufficient to show its effect. Then we can call it as recessive. Okay, in order to cause the disease in the organism, both the alleles should be mutated. Otherwise, single allele is not sufficient to show its effect. So, such type of allele are called as recessive. And now, these Mendelian disorders are being classified into four types. They are autosomal recessive, autosomal dominant, X-linked recessive, and X-linked dominant diseases. Now, examples of these X-linked recessive diseases are hemophilia. So, it is a sex-linked recessive disease. It is being caused due to X chromosome. So, this we can call it as X-linked recessive disease. Okay, and here the female is a carrier whereas the male are more often affected. For a female to be affected, both the alleles should be mutated. Now here the father is already suffering from hemophilia. Now if he is married to a female who is normal, then the male child will be normal, whereas the female is also a normal, but she is a carrier of the mutant gene. Okay, so here the affected person is being represented by dark red here, but the girl child is represented in the pink. Okay, so there is no complete effect on the girl, and she is a carrier, but she is the normal. She is not suffering from the hemophilia. So, hemophilia is the one which is being caused due to the mutation on X chromosome. Here, due to this mutation on X chromosome, there is no clotting of blood. If there is small injury in the person, there will be continuous bleeding. Okay, so the female in heterozygous condition, they are called as carriers. And this mutant gene will be transferred to the sons. So, more often, male are affected. For a female to be hemophilic, both the alleles should be mutated. The next, here you can see many examples of this hemophilia, and here the father is unaffected, he is normal, and the female is a carrier for this hemophilia gene. Now, if the son is inheriting this mutant one, because son always inherit X chromosome from the mother. So, 50% of the sons, 50% of the son inherit this mutant one. So, this person will be affected, whereas the other one will be normal, because he is inheriting this normal one from the mother. And now the father is normal, so the girl child will receive the normal X chromosome from the father. So one is, both of them, the X chromosome is normal. The other X chromosome is inherited from the mother. This girl have been inherited the normal one, but this girl from the mother, she has been inherited the mutant hemophilia gene. So she is also a normal, but she is the carrier for the hemophilia gene. So in this pedigree where the father is normal and mother is a carrier, one offspring, that is male, one male is affected, 50% of the males are affected, the other 50% are normal. 50% of the female is normal and other 50% are carriers. No hemophilia is seen in the female if they are heterozygous. And now if you see the other case where the father is suffering from hemophilia, mother is a carrier. So in this case, if here this will be inherited by the girl child. Okay, all the girls will be inheriting this mutant one from the father, because male have only one X chromosome. So this mutant will be inherited to all the girl child. And from the mother, if a girl inherit this mutant, then this girl will be affected by hemophilia. Whereas the other daughter will inherit the normal one from the mother. So she is a carrier. And coming to the male, 50% of the male are normal and 50% of the male will be affected. So here in total in this pedigree, how there is inheritance of disease means 25% of son with if here we are taking the 4 out of 100. Okay, so if we consider only male, then we say 50%. Out of 4 offsprings, this we can say it as 25%. So this person will be normal and other person will be affected. Okay, and coming to the daughters, one will be a carrier and the other one will be suffering from hemophilia. So for the daughter to be affected, the father should be affected by hemophilia and mother should be a carrier or affected by hemophilia. Then only the female offspring is affected. And now the next type of disease is sickle cell anemia. This is also an autosomal recessive disease which is being caused due to the mutation in HBB gene. Okay, this is the gene which is responsible for synthesizing the hemoglobin. The beta chain of this is being mutated, where on the 6th position, instead of a glutamic acid, valine is being replaced. So here there is a mutation in a single nucleotide. This single nucleotide mutation, that is point mutation, the entire quality of the chain is being changed. Instead of this glutamic acid, valine is produced. So due to this, there is distortion in the shape of these RBC cells, where they are being attaining the sickle shape. Okay, so this is also an example for autosomal recessive disease. Okay, now here we can see the three types of genotypes if the person is having mutation in this hemoglobin gene. Okay, now if this is the condition, okay, normally the hemoglobin is being represented by HbA and HbA. So this is the normal hemoglobin which is present in the both alleles. If suppose one of the hemoglobin gene is mutated, then here it will be having HbA and HbS. So here the single allele is mutated, whereas the other one is normal. Okay, so here this we can call it as a heterozygous. Now what happens to the individual if he is heterozygous means they are not going to suffer from the sickle cell anemia. Instead, they are getting resistance against the malaria disease. Okay, for the person to be suffering from the from this sickle cell anemia, both the alleles should be mutated. That is HbS and HbS. Then we can say this person is suffering from the this sickle cell anemia. In heterozygous condition, the person will be normal, and in addition, he can develop resistance to malaria. HbA and HbA is the normal hemoglobin gene. So this disease is being caused due to mutation in the single amino acid, that is single nucleotide, that is in the 6th position instead of glutamic acid the valine is replaced. So here instead of GAG, GUG is produced in the beta chain of hemoglobin. Okay, hemoglobin is synthesized by 4 polypeptide chains, 2 alpha chains and 2 beta chains. In the beta chain, there is mutant. Okay, so due to this mutation, this shape of RBC is distorted from the biconcave shape. It attains the sickle shape. Due to this, there is no proper transportation of oxygen. So here there are several examples of this sickle cell anemia. So here if you take this T is the trait and N is normal and SC is the one who is suffering from the sickle cell anemia. So simply we can call it as the carrier and she is the normal. If suppose father is a carrier and mother is a normal here. Okay, and as this is the autosomal disease, this is equally seen in both the sexes, male and female. So here, that's why all we are taking as the same. There is no gender prediction here because there is mutation on the autosomes. So 50% of them will be the carriers and the 50% of them will be normal. Now again here one person is affected by sickle cell anemia. Then all the offsprings will be the carrier for that gene. And now if both the parents are this suffering from sickle cell anemia, then automatically all the offsprings also suffer from sickle cell anemia. Now in the other case, both are carriers, both mother and father are carriers. Now if both are carriers, one individual will be affected and one individual will be normal and the rest 50% of them will be the carriers. If suppose father is suffering from sickle cell anemia and mother is a carrier, then that case 50% of the offsprings are affected and other 50% of them are carriers. The sickle cell anemia is an autosomal recessive disease. So we can see this disease equally in all the individuals irrespective of sex. And the next type of disease is a phenylketonuria. This is an inborn error of metabolism. Okay, this is also autosomal recessive. Here, the affected individual have an amino acid, that is, there is lack of enzyme phenyl hydroxylase, that which helps in conversion of phenylalanine to tyrosine. So due to this, excess of phenylalanine is being accumulated, and that is converted into phenylpyruvic acid and other derivatives. And this accumulation in brain results in mental retardation. Okay, and here this excess of phenylalanine is also released or excreted in the urine. Okay, due to poor absorption in the kidneys. So it causes multigenic effects on the person if there is mutation in a single gene. Okay, so that is about the phenylketonuria. If you like the video, share and subscribe. For further notifications, press the bell icon. This is Pravalika signing off.